think with economics, we need more people to understand economics. We need to be teaching it in a way that people can understand, not use all the big jargon and everything else, but common sense. Welcome to this week's Academy. I'm your host, Dr. Vance Ginn. I hope you're having a prosperous day. Well, today I'm actually on vacation. Spring break here in the Austin, Texas area, having a great time with my family, but I'm recording this much earlier the week before, just so you can have some good information to go on, keep your business going the way it is. And so I'm going to lay out some of my kind of key ideas that I've been thinking about here recently. Take it what you will. I hope you're doing well and get some rest along the way. In fact, the title of this episode is The Secret Behind an Abundant Economy: Unlocking Work and Rest. We've got to have both. And that's one reason why it's important to take vacations. It's important to spend time with your family and friends. It's important to meditate and pray. These are the things that help us to rest. And unfortunately, I wish I could get more of it, to be honest with you. I'm a workaholic. It's just something I enjoy doing, whether it's writing or doing this podcast or spending time with my kids. That's not really work, but you know what I mean. And so a lot of these things are there for it. But my wife, she's so good about saying, look, Vance, you need to calm down. You need to get more rest. And so I'm very thankful for her. And so it's really important to do these sort of things. And so we're on vacation. It's a great time. But let me go through a couple of things that I've been thinking about here recently. One is the benefits of learning economics and how it helps us understand current events and trade-offs. Remember, Thomas Sowell said there are no solutions, only trade-offs. We'd like to talk about solutions. And those of you who are influencers, which are many of you who listen and watch this podcast, I try to provide as much insight as I can to you so that way you can do what you're doing each and every day and help motivate you to some extent as well. And so I think with economics, we need more people to understand economics. We need to be teaching it in a way that people can understand, not use all the big jargon and everything else, but common sense is really what economics is to a large degree. The way I like to define it is not the classic definition of, the study of using scarce resources efficiently and effectively. What does that mean? Doesn't really tell us a whole lot. But economics to me is the study of human action. It's humans that we're talking about and the interaction within the institutions that we're in to satisfy each of our desires given scarcity. All those things play a key role in what we're doing. It's why we save. It's why we take time to work so we can consume and have leisure, which is rest, right? All these things are so important in what we're doing each and every day. And economics tells us a lot about this. It's not just the stock market or money and things of that nature. It's about the people who are interacting there behind it. And it's one reason why I love economics. There's so much going on. It's dynamic. Every day is changing. It tells us a lot of the trade-offs that happen within public policy that too many people oftentimes overlook. We see the seen, but not the unseen things that are going on. And in economics, the opportunity costs play a huge role that no other subject talks about. We just talk about what's seen. And we need economics out there to talk more about what the unseen is out there. And this will help us to understand trade-offs and the influence that so much policy has on our daily lives. We need more liberty. We need more free market capitalism. So here are my top 10 lessons in economics that I usually would talk about in every one of my classes. So if you're some of my students, you would already heard this, but I wanted to break this down a little bit more so that hopefully you can think about it, talk about it, leave a comment on vanceginn.substack.com. That would be great because this is really what it's all about, is having these types of discussions. So without further ado, the 10 lessons in economics are: nothing is free, opportunity costs are important, transaction costs are important, investment drives growth, not consumption. You save and then you consume. You first must save. Institutions matter in the political, economic, and social realms. Free market capitalism rocks. Socialism sucks. Government stimulates just more government. It doesn't stimulate our activity or anything good. The Fed, the central bank, creates inflation through increasing money supply. That's really, really where it comes from. And abundance matters. We can't have rest and leisure if we don't have abundance. So abundance is important. And when you look at a lot of the data, not only here in the United States, but most of the developed world and even a lot of the developing world, you see a lot of abundance that's happening. There's a lot of talk about inflation and other things that are going on, which I talk a lot about. But there's also this abundance of wages have also grown over time. So our each hour of work, we can buy a lot more than what we could in the past. And the things that we can buy, even if they're maybe more expensive, have a higher quality. So we've got to make sure that we understand the abundance that we're in. To me, it's a God-given abundance of the rights that we have and everything else. But that is really combined with providing more opportunity for us to succeed and prosper than ever before. So make sure to take advantage of that. Now, one of the key people who talk about good game about economics and taught it well and did a lot of research in it was one of my favorite economists, if not my favorite economist, Milton Friedman. Passed away in 2006, but was around. He won the Nobel Prize and everything else. And these are the 10 kind of lessons that I think that he would say, or at least what I gained from his lessons. I'd love to hear what you think, but these are the lessons that I have from him. Number one, money matters. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Number two. Number three, there's no Phillips curve trade-off between unemployment and inflation. Right now is another proof of that. Number four, Phillips fiscal policy doesn't stimulate, right? It just grows government in the process. Number five, results are greater than intentions. Remember, we can't judge a policy by its intentions, but by the results. Number six, speak clearly and sharply. Number seven, government is the problem. Number eight, people act rationally. We may think that they're acting irrationally, but that's because we're a third party. We're not given the information they have at the time. They're acting rationally. Number nine, free enterprise is best. And number 10, school choice works. Universal school choice is really what we need. And so I think these are all key things about the economy and economics and just our daily lives that's going on to so much about this. And, I've learned from those folks like Milton Friedman, but also my work in school choice and how we need more freedom and liberty, parental freedom, teacher freedom, student freedom. All these things are just so important. And we need to be able to pass sustainable budgets. If we don't focus on the government spending side of things, we're going to lose sight of everything else. If we think we have a debt problem, then you might turn to tax increases, which will not help the problem. In fact, it'll make it worse because you're slowing the economy. You're bringing in less revenue at the same time. You've got to focus on restraining government spending. That's really how we're going to let people prosper. So, other things that are going on, I hope you enjoyed or will watch my Let People Prosper episode this Monday with Dr. John Calais on social mobility in the 50 states and much more. And the upcoming episode, Let People Prosper episode on Monday, is with Dr. John Taylor, where Dr. John B. Taylor of the famous Taylor Rule, who talks a lot about a great game about the economy and everything else. We talk about interest rates, the money supply, what's going on in the economy, what to expect in the future, and the importance of monetary and fiscal rules. You don't want to miss it. The quote of the week is from, you guessed it, Milton Friedman. He said, "One of the great mistakes is to judge policies and programs by their intentions rather than their results." That is so important. Results are greater than intentions. Don't remember that. Always remember that. Okay. Don't forget. Bible verse of the week is Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. And I hope that you can continue to forgive others just like he forgives us, and have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be on my vacation, so I hope you get a vacation in soon too. And until next time, well, real quick, just remember, leave a 5-star rating, rate and review this, and share with your friends and family, okay? I would so much appreciate it. So without further ado, I really enjoyed your time here today. Until next time, let people prosper.